everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have another fragrance video for you, and I would like to know from you if you would like to see more perfume hauls and reviews and such on my channel, because I know it's not something I've done a ton of, but I recently did a perfume video where I show you my collection, and I just love doing that video because I don't know what it is, but recently I've just been really into perfumes. I mean, I've always enjoyed wearing fragrances, but recently I've just gotten more into it and have gotten more into like unique scents and just trying to learn more about perfume in general, like how to describe it. I like a lot of unisex fragrances and scents that are not just classically female. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see more fragrance type of content. This new edition, I just got this in the mail yesterday and I haven't even unboxed it. I have tried this in the store, and this is by Versace. This is an eau de toilette and it's called VERSACE. Now, I know I said in my recent perfume collection video that I don't really buy eau de toilettes anymore, but the thing is, some scents or some fragrances cannot be purchased as eau de parfum, and this is one of them. So this only comes in an eau de toilette. This one is actually the 100 ml, so this is a big size. Usually I don't go for the 100 milliliter anymore just because I have a lot of fragrances. This one I got online at a discounter, so if you're interested in this perfume or in this fragrance, I would definitely recommend checking out online sources, because it was definitely a good like bargain buy for 100 milliliters. And you can often find this at discounters as well, because this is not a brand new fragrance. So this is from the house of Versace and it was released in 2009. There we go. So it's Versace Versense. I did actually look up that pronunciation. So Versense is pronounced in the sort of French way, and then Versace, obviously it's an Italian brand. I love this packaging. This mint green already kind of hints at the type of fragrance this is. So this is a fresh citrusy type of fragrance. As I was going through my perfume collection, I realized I didn't really have any fresh lighter scents except the Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche. I love it, and I still do love wearing that in spring and summer, but I'm almost out of it. There's only like this much left in my bottles. So the box is this beautiful minty light green. It's, I think, perfect for this fragrance. I just love it. I love the Versace bottles. I think they're beautiful. This is the bottle right here. Just to look at that, how gorgeous is this? Every time I see the word Versace, I think of that terrible movie. What was it called? That stripper movie where she says Versace. Oh, it's a Versace dress.
Nice dress.
Thanks. I bought it at Versace.
You can see it here. It has that same beautiful mint green juice. The bottle itself is beautiful. I love this. I love that Versace symbol on the top. It's really decorative around here. It kind of has that engraving up here, and then the top it says Versace. I'm gonna try to stop saying Versace. So this is a gorgeous fresh citrus scent with notes of woodsy scents, and also fresh spicy white floral and aromatics. If you absolutely don't like citrusy scents, like, no, don't go for this, because it is very citrusy. The top notes are bergamot and citrus, and then mandarin. There's also fig in here, which I was very hesitant because I just generally do not like fragrances with fig. I don't know, fig just goes weird on me. But the thing is, I didn't even know that fig was a note in here when I first smelled this, so the fig is not super noticeable. It's very citrusy, fruity. There's supposed to be pear in here as well. The mid notes are white florals and cardamom, so there is kind of a spicy note to it as well with the cardamom, and then the base notes are woodsy notes. So there's cedar in here, there's musk, olive, and sandalwood as well. So it has that woodsy base, but the top notes are very citrusy. So the first time you spray it, you definitely smell the citrus. And I'm going to put it on and then tell you what I think. Oh, yum. Yum. Oh my gosh. Since I am doing a fragrance review, might as well just, whoops, I missed. Might as well smell it intensely. The first scent that really hits me is the bergamot and the citrus. So I can definitely smell like a very lemony lime scent. Some people might find this very intense, like very citrusy. So if you, like I said, if you don't like citrus scents, like this will probably be not your thing. It is so fresh. It almost has a sort of sour candy kind of smell, not in the candy sense that it's like sweet and sugary, fresh and kind of sour. You know when you put a sour candy in your mouth and you get that kind of rush of saliva because it's so zesty? Yeah, I definitely am smelling the mandarin as well, and the bergamot and the lemon and the lime. That's like the first notes that I smell. And I know it says that fig is a top note. I really can't smell much of fig in there, which is for me great because I don't like fig scents. I don't know what is it about fig, but it's something that it smells gross to me on my skin. I love eating figs, but the scent of it on my skin just, no. Really, really zesty, really fresh. Like I can imagine this kind of opening note. This just suits a sunny climate, an island in the Mediterranean, like an Italian island like Sardinia or Sicily, walking through a lemon grove with surrounded by beautiful lemon trees and lime trees and stuff. What I also am starting to notice now, I mean the middle notes are coming through a little bit more, is there are white florals in here. So let me just look up exactly which white florals. I know jasmine is in here. It says narcissus, and then the cardamom, jasmine, and lily. And I'm definitely picking up on the white jasmine. The cardamom also, like you can kind of smell that there is a spicy note to it, but it's not super spicy. It's not like, I wouldn't categorize this as a spicy scent. It definitely isn't. That cardamom just kind of gives it a little bit of a creaminess to it. So it takes off the edge of the super citrusy notes right away. I can't really smell the cedar notes and the woodsy notes. I think those will come out a little bit later because I mean, I've just applied it. So I think the base notes will come after the super dry down once the fragrance is kind of settled on my skin a little bit more and kind of the top notes have worn off a little bit. Virginia cedar, olive tree, that's kind of interesting, and musk. It doesn't have a powdery note to it, which I think is nice because I don't really like, you know, powdery notes. It's just super fresh. Like if you want, I feel like this scent is something that would be perfect for hotter climates. If you live in a hotter climate, like I can see this working really well. Like I said, like Mediterranean, like this really reminds me of Mediterranean. So, cause that's where I like to go on holiday if I go to the beach. That's just the perfect, beautiful, fresh, zesty, uplifting, happy scent. I think this would work so well just spring, summer, in the office. Like I think this is such a non-offensive scent. Like I can't really see anyone smelling this and being like, wow, I'm super turned off, like get away from me, you smell disgusting, kind of, because you know some fragrances are very particular, and I feel like this would be such a great perfume to put on just fresh out of the shower after a gym session or something, or just in the morning when you take a shower and you get out and you want to just smell super clean and super fresh. I don't know, it just makes me feel happy. Like this is honestly a scent that makes me feel really happy. Just warning you, the first note that hits you is just really strong citrus. Some people on review forums have said this kind of reminds them of a cleaning product. I personally don't get that, but I can see how the first note is like really citrusy. I don't think it's like that basic enough to remind me of a cleaning product. I feel that the citrus is really well done in here. Some people have compared this to Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche. I actually have that if you'd be interested to see a video of Eau Fraiche, because I know it's a really popular scent for spring, summer. Let me know. I don't personally think that those two fragrances are the same. I mean, of course, yes, there are citrus in both of them, but that's just like saying any gourmand fragrance or any kind of tobacco fragrance will smell the same. But I feel like the composition of each of those scents is really different. I have read that this does not have the best longevity, and I've also read that citruses in general, like fresh citrus scents, generally don't last as long, and I'm not quite sure why that is. I fell in love with this fragrance. Like at the store, I sprayed it on and I immediately knew, like, yes, I need to have this in my life. Like I said, all my other fragrances so far are just very, very heavy, very opulent, super complex. Not saying this is like a basic scent, but it's just, they're just very rich and deep and kind of dark. This one is definitely just summery, beautiful. So what I'll do is I'll wear this for a few hours and then get back to you to see how it is with the sillage. So the sillage is how well the perfume kind of extrapolates, so if people are around you, if they can smell the perfume, and the longevity, like how long it lasts. All right, so I am out and about. I'm actually taking my doggy for a walk right now. So the citrus has definitely calmed down a bit. Being the time of season that it is, like springtime, all the farmers here are putting manure on their fields. So every once in a while, I'll get this whiff of manure and I'm like, wait a minute, that was not in the scent notes. The citrus has definitely calmed down. It's not as a punchy, bright citrus anymore. I feel like now I can really smell the florals that are starting to come through. A little bit of sweetness also is coming through. I don't know if maybe now that the citrus has kind of dissipated a little bit, if I can smell the pear note. I can definitely smell it sometimes. I mean, it is hard because like I'm saying, like the place where I'm walking around, there's like a manure here. So sometimes I'm getting a whiff of manure, but it's kind of funny because sometimes I do walk and, you know, I sprayed it here on my décolletage and I do get like a beautiful scent that wafts up. It's not super citrusy. It is citrusy still, like it's fresh, but it's not as bright and intense and punches you in the face kind of as that very first opening note. Oh, I just love it. I think the sillage on this is not amazing. Like I can smell it every now and then. It doesn't project miles. Like I do have fragrances that are way stronger in the projection, but those also cost a lot more. I mean, I think I spent 50 Swiss francs, something 54 Swiss francs for 100 milliliter of an eau de toilette. That's a bargain price. Like that is not really a whole lot of money. And the ones that I do own that have amazing sillage, they cost way upwards of 100 Swiss francs for usually less than 100 mils. I can smell it still. I think I've had it on for like an hour and a half now. Odin, what do you think of my perfume? You don't care. You're nice and fresh already.
Let's go play with this.
Whee! Oh shit! Oh! He doesn't need it. He's already nice and fresh. Good boy! Good boy!
No! Hi, Odin.
My dog is being very affectionate. I am back. It's been about 5.5 hours since my initial application. The fragrance started to really diminish in, you know, the projection at about 4.5 hours in. I know I sprayed it here. I was like rubbing, like this is rubbed against my wrist. So I think the wrist is probably where it's worn off the most. Pretty much worn off. I can smell it like barely here. But like here, it's kind of hard to smell this area, but I can still, like if I go down and like smell my décolletage, that looks really weird. I can still smell it at this point, but it has definitely become more of a skin scent. So it sits really close to my skin, mostly gone of the projection. Like it isn't really projecting anymore. And the scent really started to dissipate after about 4.5 hours. It started to kind of wear off more and more. Lasting power of this is not amazing, but I do think it is worth it because, you know, especially if you can buy this at a discount site and you can get like a big bottle like this. I think it's a bargain because it's gorgeous. What I also notice is as that strong citrus scent, those top notes really started to wear down, the florals are coming through, and now that it's more of a scent close to my body, it definitely just smells like a little bit of a sweet floral with just a hint of that green smelling note to it. Like, you know, citrus often has that fresh greenish kind of scent, and I can also smell some of those base notes. Like it definitely has become a little bit more of a woodsy scent, not in the sense that it's like a really, really woodsy scent. I can definitely notice now the base note does smell quite different than the initial, you know, top notes, heavy citrus laden punch in the face, which I love. I love that. I honestly wish that the top notes lasted a little bit longer. Also, I haven't mentioned this, but I do think that this is a great unisex fragrance. I can definitely imagine a guy wearing this, like a sporty guy. You know, this is marketed as a women's fragrance, but don't let that put you off. I often go into the men's fragrance aisle and check out men's fragrances. Like I don't immediately just go to the women's fragrances, and it's not super feminine, like powdery, like the kind of scents that I really prescribe as very feminine scents are things that are super sweet mixed with really heavy florals. Like those are kind of the classic really feminine scents, and this one is none of those. It's not super sweet. Like there is a little bit of a sweetness to it, but nothing crazy. This is definitely going to be one of my go-to perfumes for the springtime. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know if you want to see more fragrance content, and I will see you very soon. Bye.